Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of The Politics of Kendra. Today I'm talking about manifestation and I have a particular story for you. So I recently started listening to Abraham Hicks. I've known Abraham Hicks has been around for a while, but I just started listening to her stuff and I absolutely am so vibrationally resonating with her material. This is Spike. I like to call Spike Dairy Cat because he kind of has the colors of a cow. So I've been listening to Abraham Hicks. If you don't know who Abraham Hicks is, go ahead and listen to some of her stuff on YouTube. There's a bunch of stuff. She talks about the law of attraction. Her name is Esther. She channels a group of entities named Abraham. So there is a manifestation exercise that she talks about called manifesting the button. So in these efforts, we show to ourselves that we are able to manifest things. And by manifesting a button, we show ourselves that we can manifest something in the 3D world that is tangible. And then from that exercise, we are then able to jump off into bigger things that suit our desires and our future. So the idea of manifesting a button is one, like I mentioned, to manifest something into 3D and the physical as an exercise. And then two, because manifesting a button has like no resistance to it. Like, when one goes towards manifesting like big desires, big dreams, it may have some other cords attached to it, some other energetic cords attached to it. So I listened to this one video or talk of hers where she brought up this exercise. And I told a friend, I told my mentor, I am going to manifest a button. And then I let it go and I put it out of my mind. So then the next day I was on set for a music video. The music video is for a rapper and it should be coming out, I think they said December 12th. He said December 12th. So I'm an actress. So I was on set for this music video. It was at this location called Air Hollywood that has like the inside of a plane. It's basically a movie set for shooting stuff that's on a plane, shooting film that's on a plane. So I get to Air Hollywood and there's just like the barrel of this plane inside of the studio. So I'm just like, wow, this is freaking amazing. So we film the first scene. And then there's a break. So we film the first scene, it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Then we go out for a break. I have a cup of coffee and some candy, whatever. And then I go back on the set. And while we were filming the first scene, I noticed that by my foot, there was this small baggie on the ground. And I thought to myself, that's not my small baggie. I wonder if anybody who's on set for this music video does drugs. Of course that's where my mind goes to. Of course if there's a small little baggie, I'm gonna be like, I wonder who dropped their small little baggie. So just some backstory on me, since I'm apparently gonna open up to the type of person I am. I am just over a year sober. My main thing was alcohol. And I'm really grateful to be sober. So that being said, that's why when I saw a small little baggie on the ground, I wasn't just gonna like pick it up because there's so many different moral implications for that. Like one, what does that energetically say to the universe if I'm picking up small bags, you know what I mean, that aren't mine? So I saw a tie in between past afflictions and noticing that on the ground. And I was like, only I would notice that, you know what I mean? So I ignored it the first time. That's why I brought this up. And hey, might as well tell you a little bit about who I am. Because these things are important to my overall day-to-day. These things are important overall day-to-day to the impact of my own life on myself. Anywhoozle, so then that was during the first scene. Then I go out to grab some coffee and have some candy, etc., etc. And then I come back to film the second scene, and on my airplane seat is the small little baggie, and there are 2 buttons inside the bag. So I thought it was pretty cool. I was like, I'm glad I ignored it the first time. And then the second time, it was just sitting on my seat waiting for me. So this has a few things to say from the universe. 1, the universe will present those gifts and blessings and things I ask for, even if I don't notice that's what it is when it first presents itself. Also, if I either don't realize what it is, or I feel a certain way, or it has some or if it is potentially hinting at some other energetic ties that I need to not break in order to stay my best, healthy, sober, etc. self in this case, then it'll repurpose it into a way that can fit into my life. I think it was kind of a test in some efforts. The second lesson was that the universe likes to present things to me as gifts. I mean, it was just like, it was practically wrapped up in a bow and stuck under the tree. And then the third lesson is that the universe likes to provide double of what I ask for, meaning there's abundance in all things. Cool. So then the next day, I don't normally watch TV or anything. I normally am like listening to podcasts or listening to Abraham Hicks now on YouTube. I'm also listening to The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and reading a book on songwriting. But I was like, you know what? It's the holiday week and I should let myself enjoy a little bit of programming. So I watched this, plus I love Will Ferrell. So I watched a Saturday Night Live with Will Ferrell, and during one of the skits, they were doing like the Democratic National Convention, and Larry David plays Bernie Sanders. So during that skit, he's like talking about how healthcare, he wants to talk about healthcare, and he's like, about healthcare, there'll be no copay, no out of pocket, only loose cough drops, loose change, and little bags with buttons are in my pocket. And I was like, there's my third button. And that lesson would be that those gifts and things that you ask for can come in a multitude of different ways. And when I keep myself open to all the ways to receiving what I ask for, it is presented over and over, and I can receive and receive and receive. Because technically, I received it the first time, the second time, the third time. And then when I told my mentor the following day, I said, hey, I got my button. He was like, okay, now try for 2. And I was like, I already got 3. Thanks. I hope you enjoyed listening to this video, or watching this video, or watching me talk with it muted, or I don't know, watching it backwards, whatever. So I challenge you to try to manifest a button. I have a few other manifestations on my plate. I am now letting them go. I'm leaving it up to Source and the sunlight of the Spirit. I'm so excited to see what comes next, and I will be sharing this journey with you some more. Have a great Thanksgiving. Have a great Thanksgiving, holiday week, and weekend. See you next time. Peace.